some good work, by the way. Let me just point that out. There's a few things I really love, and there's a few things I'm going to push back on you about. The stuff I really love is that you listed your guiding personal and professional values, and I think we all have to work off of a value set that is kind of our roadmap for leading our lives. You know, our values are critical. Our skills are important, our passions are essential, and our values are critical. And when we can find opportunities in life where what we're doing intersects with those three, then there's all to play for. I mean, then there really is all to play for. And you indicated here, you know, that your values to you were balance, gratitude, and authenticity. And I love that. I mean, I absolutely love that. Balance, I think, is something most people are really looking for. And it's wonderful that in your 20s, you already recognize how important that is, because that really will help keep you from getting off track if you remember that and work towards that even this early in your life. Gratitude, I think, is wonderful because we're so busy collecting experiences that we very often don't stop to really appreciate how wonderful our lives are, and I think it helps keep you on track towards feeling a sense of happiness about your life, fulfillment in your life. And then authenticity I really love. Where did that come from for you? What was important about authenticity for you?
I think a lot of, because I'm experiencing a lot of inauthentic personalities, people, situations, and the one thing that I always try to do is stay as true to myself as possible in a situation. I can't really fake it. I can step it up and, you know, kind of for that moment there, live up to a challenge or a circumstance.
But you've got to be you.
You have to be true to yourself. And I see a lot of people not do that and then not reach the potential and wonder why they're not.
Or worse, we see people often not do that and find themselves moving into a role in an organization or a role in a relationship where they're pretending to be somebody that they're not. And eventually that does catch up with you. So these are great values. They really are. And I encourage you to continue to pursue living those values because kind of that's your guidepost.
Yes.
But one of the things I noticed here, and based on our last conversation, you told me a little bit about wanting to move into yoga. That was one of the ways you were going to use more of your creator, healer, altruist combination. That was your cluster, your passion archetype cluster. And what's interesting about what you've put down here is that you've told me in your document here that you want to do that, but money is an obstacle.
Yes.
Okay? How much is it to get certified?
$3,000.
$3,000. That's a big chunk of change.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the obstacles preventing you from finding a way to either A, get that $3,000 or B, find a way to barter your way towards that certification? What's stopping you?
Time and feeling, which I know that sounds crazy because I have the time. I feel right now in the position that I'm at, I'm stuck and I don't, all of a sudden I'm losing some of the motivation that drives me. So instead of finding myself gung-ho about getting the certification, I'm like, I just need to take a yoga class and chill out. I can't even take myself to the next level, and I feel like I don't know how to do it.
Okay. So I think what we need to start considering here is how do we keep our eyes focused on the prize? How do we keep our eyes focused on the prize?
Yep.
And sometimes that's as simple as, you know, there's a dream board up on your wall that you see every single morning, and that yoga certification is smack dab in the center of it, and you recognize every day, I'm getting up and I'm working towards that. Okay? I'm not going to waste this day. Today, by the way, is the youngest you're ever going to be. Okay? P.S. Youngest. So you got to work towards that goal, and you have to be determined that if that is your way out of what you're feeling now, then why would you not pursue that?
Right.
I mean, that would be enough to make me screw up the energy to do it, even if I was tired. I mean, knowing
to be
that's
quite
the
honest, I think living in New York City, being mixed up in this whole world of I'm supposed to be at this restaurant tonight, this event tomorrow, blah, 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 whatever it is that I'm more or less surrounded by. At the end of the day, and to be quite honest, financially, I'm just surviving there. So it's something that has become more important to me recently, and I'm realizing that I need this to be part of my future in order to succeed in wherever else I may find myself. And that's why I'm taking these steps even here with you today to figure out, how am I going to do this? How can I refocus my energy? How can I refocus myself onto accomplishing this goal that is so very important to me that I feel like I haven't figured out how to access.
So let me try something with you here.
Sure.
Just to frame this for you a little bit, you have healer and altruist in your archetype cluster. That is the double whammy for burnout, that archetype combination. Because both of those archetypes are all about giving to other people. The healer especially has a really difficult time taking care of him or herself.
Yes.
Okay? And I think a little bit of that is creeping into this equation for you. You're finding reasons why you can't do these things for you. Maybe fear's entering into it a little bit. Like, what if I'm wrong?
Yes.
You know, what if I don't love this as much as I thought
That
I
would trace back to why I'm almost where I am right now.
Right.
Because this to me was my vision for a while.
That's right, right. And, you know,
so
sometimes...
taking that leap again is scary.
Yeah, it's scary. It absolutely is. But you know what? You're going to be taking these leaps your whole life. So, you know, the more you do it, the better you get at trying it. But it's really important to get in touch with that. And I know you're very reflective, so you have the capacity to get in touch with it. But it's really important to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's fundamentally like putting your feet in quicksand when you do that to yourself. And you do have this tendency with this healer to worry about taking care of everybody else. I bet you worry, if your friends need you, you would show up, right?
Yep.
Somebody you cared about said, oh, I need
In a
help.
heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, you'd be there. If, you know, some coworker said, hey, can you fill in for me? You'd probably do that. Somewhere along the line in all of this, if you're going to make that goal happen, you have to become a priority. And in becoming the priority, you have to recognize that there's a little bit of healthy in being selfish. Okay? There's a little bit of healthy in being selfish. And you're not going to make it happen unless you make it and you a priority. So look at it from the perspective of what's the better future I'm building for me if I do this? What's the better future I'm building for me? What can I envision that future to look like? And maybe that goes up on your dream board too. All the symbols of what your future is going to look like goes up on that dream board along with that yoga certification. But it's a rethinking and a reframing of your mind around the objectives that you're trying to achieve, because you're your own saboteur. You're stopping yourself. The other thing I would do is do a little investigating. I don't know where you take yoga, and I don't know anything about that field at all, but I would bet you that if you could go in there and negotiate something with that person, there's something that you know how to do that they might want, maybe they would be willing to.
I've actually had that opportunity. And I loved while I was there doing. They did it for an exchange of classes. And I know right now they recently started a yoga certification program that if I really wanted to do this, I can. I know I can speak with them about it, and it's actually an option that's really gonna come up pretty quickly, I think. So,
so you've asked the universe, and the universe is dropping an opportunity in your lap. The only thing stopping you from seizing it is fear. So let go of it.
Yes.
Let go of it and go for it. Right? Let go of it and go for it. And I'm going to check in with you, Pam.
Okay.
And I want to hear what's going on. I'm going to give you about, a couple weeks to get started on this, and then I'm going to ping you on the phone, and we're going to catch up and find out how you're moving along with this, because this is an achievable goal. This is not pie in the sky so far out there it's never going to happen. This is achievable. But it's about learning how to take this step so then that you can take the next one. Okay? You're willing to give it a try?
I am.
Yeah? You think you can do it?
I think I can do it.
Okay. All right. I'll be watching out for you.
Thank
Thanks again.
you.